What's up, YouTube land? Oceania Gaming back with the third race of the Oceania Regional Sunday Night Division 1. Sunday Night Division 1, not really Division 1 racing here today. We are at Spa. They are what really is the Division 1 really is the Thursday night race for regionals here in Oceania. This is more the Div 2 section, and so yeah, now we are racing here at Belgium, and this is our first lap in qualifying at Belgium here. And as you can see, it is raining for the qualifying, and it just started raining, so there is, if you go out quickly, there is enough time and grip in the tyres to set a dry time to qualify as high as possible for this race. So that's what we're doing now. We are on the soft tyres, looking to set a competitive time on the soft tyres, and we'll see how it goes. And so yeah, this is coming now. I don't know what corner this is, but the right left chicane here, quite high speed for a chicane, 4th and 5th gear. Now into this right hander, left it for, didn't change up the 6, just didn't want to, was being very cautious on this lap, because I knew if I just got a clean lap in, it would be pretty respectable. You can see up ahead, Brett in the Ferrari had a spin, maybe pushing that a little bit too hard, looking for too much. We're going to go flat out through Blanchimont. I was confident enough to do that. And now coming into the bus stop, very late on the brakes, slightly locking up the fronts, but I hit the apex nicely there. And bringing the nose in, being very smooth on the throttle, getting the DRS open. And we will, for now, go fastest. Will anyone behind us get the pole? Potentially, with the rain worsening. The answer to that question was no. No one could beat my time, so we would start from pole. And as you can see, this is towards the end of the session now, where intermediate tyres were the only option to set a lap, and they just weren't quick enough anymore. So that will be pole position for this Grand Prix, which should be really exciting. My first pole since returning to the league racing scene here in the Trans Nations League race as well. So we should be on for a good race here, and hopefully yeah, we can just have a clean start, no issues behind, much cleaner hopefully than the first couple of races, and then just get on with it from there. And the goal is to just build up the gap as much as possible, and then hopefully we can deal with the consequences later. So we'll see how it goes. If we so yeah, looking forward to this league race here today for Spa, one of the best tracks on the calendar. So without further ado, let's get into it. Quick note, there is going to be some rain for this Grand Prix. Not sure when it's going to hit at this stage. At this stage, it looks like it could come in the last 6 laps, last 8 to 6 laps. So yeah, when I start the race on the dries, it's currently not raining, but you don't know when it's going to arrive, so that's really critical for strategy. And we are locked in to start on the soft tyre. If I could have gone to the medium tyre at this point, I would have, but not really much you can do about that now, so we're just going to have to stick it out on this soft tyre, and hopefully we can find the grip. If hopefully we can go straight to the intermediate tyres if that's the case. If not, we're going to have to pull in to put on the medium tyres to make sure we can get to the end, because we don't want to have what happened in my career mode episode the other day, where I blew up the tyres. Although this track is a lot more lenient for tyre wear, I'm being a bit cautious for this race. I think just going to do what I can when it comes to tyres. So here we go for the Belgian Grand Prix, the Oceania Regionals. Here's for the start from pole position, with Harry second on the grid, Aaron third on the grid. It should be a good one. And it's go for the Belgian Grand Prix. Not the best, cleanest start, but a short run to turn 1 is going to help us. Harry's going to have a look around the outside. We're going to just go nicely into turn 1, very smooth. And now Harry and Aaron go side by side on the run to Eau Rouge. This is good for us, because now that one of them is going to have to back out. and I can keep my foot flat to the floor, throw a rouge, get through there. But now Aaron's got a good run though. As he comes up in the slipstream, will he have a look around the outside? I'm going to go defensive here. He doesn't follow in the slipstream. And now I'm going to pull back to the racing lines. He hasn't pulled enough of a gap, and I'll take the racing line. Missed the apex slightly there. That is a good enough lap 1. And now we just have to push like hell to build up the gap. We are in the clear here, and let's push like hell. So let's see what we can do for this moment on. And if you're wondering how I've gained so much time compared to the last few races and qualifying compared to the top guys, they've all been moved to the Thursday league race just to make this Sunday night a little bit more competitive, I guess, for the win, as all the guys in this lobby, including myself, are all around similar pace. So yeah, that's the reasoning we are on pole here this weekend in Belgium. So that's worked out in my favour, so we'll see how that goes for now as we come to complete this first lap. And Harry actually had a little bit of an incident with Aaron through the no-name corner. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Harry has moved up in the second place, and he's got a very, very good toe on me here coming to the end of the first lap. So he looks like we got to just break that DRS. That's the main thing, because you can see he towed me all the way down to this bus stop chicane. We're just going to try and break that toe. If we can break the toe, it will be fine as we come in to set a decent first lap. Now let's see, we have drained a fair bit of ERS as well, and I put in all that fuel, just dump it for the dry, just rich mix for the dry completely. But as you see, that won't work out in a second for us. But now, yeah, just coming through here and hopefully just trying to just pull the gap. But you can see Harry's going with us at the minute. Brett's up to 3rd place in the Ferrari. He's a couple seconds behind, so we're dragging him along with us. But this is where we're going to do the damage in this middle sector. This is where we really need to try and pull the gap in the middle sector. It's where it has to be done. So as we lock up on the front right tyre, which is not ideal, and now we'll see what happens as we come through the no-name corner. Harry once again is just there, about a second behind us. We've got to try and break this DRS. It is really critical. A little bit wider than I would like through P1, but it doesn't cost us too much time. Probably cost us a tenth or two, but we'll see. That won't really affect us for race too much. That's more of a qualifying thing. I'm pushing the car as much as I can to break this DRS gap. Yeah, as you can see, sitting in green sector, but Harry is just over a second behind, so he's not quite got the DRS. That's the important thing, just to keep out of the DRS here, as we're now down to 50% already on the DRS in 2 laps. So you can see how hard we are pushing on that battery, and it's quite critical to just push it as much as we can to pull out the gap. Make a big mistake though into the bus stop, just a little bit too deep, and the reasoning for that will be explained in a very short moment. As you can see how I paused the game, and that's because my sister came into my room to tell my mum to come and help sing happy birthday for my mum. So happy birthday, mum. That's the reason. So I actually had to pause the game for a lap, and that's cost us the position to Harry, but that's okay. And while I was away singing happy birthday to my mum, there was a safety car for whatever reason. Not sure what happened. Not sure. I think it was actually for my teammate Labyrinth in the other house, so he must have crashed. I'm not sure what happened, but anyway, now moving on to the end of lap 5, start of lap 6 here. We have the safety car restart. Harry took that wide line. I wanted to hit the back of him, and then I gassed it up on the exit here of the chicane and lit up the rear wheels and almost threw it in the wall. So that was not the ideal safety car restart, and you can see he's gapped me quite significantly there. So that was a poor job by me on the safety car restart, which is quite a shame. But anyway, now coming through, I was very cautious. As you can also see, it has started raining, so we are just, being as cautious as we can to see what the delta is. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry, we're being cautious so I don't spin out. That's what I'm trying to say. I was being as cautious as I can, but you can see here, coming towards the end of the lap, I have a good toe here on Harry. So hopefully I'm going to be able to push now for a DRS moment, but DRS is not going to be available in this first lap, but we should have a good slipstream run down to Les Combes at the top of the hill. If we can get a good exit out of here, out of La Source, and get a good enough run through Eau Rouge, we could be within have a shout at overtaking him. So here we are, we're very close behind. Very cautious through Eau Rouge, don't want to put it in the wall. Now we've got the slipstream, we've got overtake mode, we're very close behind him. And we're going to have a go here at Harry into Les Combes. And we go to the outside. Very defensive line from Harry. We try to outbrake him here. Try to go around the outside. He squeezes the line and he just about holds on. That was a great move by Harry there. Great defensive move to hold on to his position at Les Combes. And we're going to have to wait another lap. I noticed though, I wasn't as quick through this middle part of the track. I don't know. I think it was just a confidence thing. With the weather, I was just being a little bit more cautious. I felt just trying to not throw in the barrier. Still more than halfway to go in this race here at Spa, and once again we've got overtake mode. This time we do have DRS, but this time we're also a little bit more further back compared to what we were last lap. But let's see what happens this time. Still being very cautious through Eau Rouge. Didn't want to throw into the wall there. Now we're going to open the DRS. We're much further back, but with DRS this time, so we're going to close at a rapid rate. This time Harry leaves the door open. We're going to go down the inside. We're going to brake as late as I dare, and a little bit too late. Going to go off the track, and Harry's going to sweep back around the outside once again to hold on to P1. So once again, good work from Harry to hold on to P1. And yeah, just didn't exactly have the pace to enough speed, and I had to go I went too deep on the brakes. I probably could have been a bit more cautious, would have had the position because I had the line. Just outbraked myself that little bit, which was really unfortunate. So we'll see how that goes. Now Harry has pulled away for the next lap. I'm dropped out of DRS. I had another poor run through that middle sector. He seemed to be a little bit quicker than me through the middle sector, and I was probably being that little bit too cautious. But when it come to the end of the lap, I decided to come into the pits for an undercut and for mediums. The track's not dry enough yet, as we make a huge mistake entering the pit lane. That was the first time I think I've ever done that. Couldn't believe at the time I did that. Just focusing on trying to get the right tyre on. The track wasn't wet enough at this stage for intermediate tyres, and the soft tyres were quite degraded. They were up to 40%. I probably could have stayed out, probably should have stayed out a little bit longer, but I made the call for an undercut. I knew that we're going to have to come in for the inters in about 3 or 4 laps time, but I was thinking that this time that he was going to have to come in for dry tyres again as well. And now this is our first lap on the medium tyres, and they are improving. So say Aaron's had a moment off. We go around the outside of him and now march ahead. He's struggling on his older mediums, and we go down the inside. So we make up a few spots here. We've got on the fresh tyres, we're a lot quicker on the fresh tyres, but we've had a little bit of traffic. We've had a moment in the pit lane, so we've lost a bit of time to Harry here. But now we also have Virage ahead, who's also on the medium tyre and who also looks to be struggling that little bit on those wall mediums. And I lock up the tyres. I braked way too deep into the corner for these tyres and the grip available in the conditions, but managed to just not hit Virage, managed to keep it out of the back of him, and we go around Virage very wide into turn 1 here. And now we're going to have a good run up here through Eau Rouge. We're going to have DRS, which is still enabled at this stage of the Grand Prix, and Virage coming through, and we are much quicker than him at this stage of the race, and we're going to good DRS run here, and he lets us go, and thank you to Virage for that. He didn't have to do that, but he did it anyway. And now coming to the end of lap 11, we pick up here our first warning for corner cutting on lap 11, which is not ideal, but it should be fine. Now coming through here, you can see that's Mirrell, who was running third, and Harry, who obviously was running first, pitted. So the undercut definitely worked, but because of the mistake I made into the pit lane and all the traffic, I wasn't able to overtake Harry in the pits. And Mirrell actually came out on the intermediate tyre here. which I was interested to see how his pace would be on the intermediates, and I'll give credit to Miro right now. He made a spot-on decision to come in for intermediates when he did. The intermediate tyre was quicker. I noticed he was quicker. Harry stays out another lap. I decide to come into the pits and drift the car through the chicane. There's absolutely no more grip left on these medium tyres. I'm coming back into the pits for a set of intermediates, as that is now the best tyre clearly on the track. This with Miro's pace. Brett also behind on the intermediate tyre, and he made a good call as well. So my call was good, but at the end of the day, I should have just stuck around on the soft tyre. That they would have easily lasted to the end of lap 11 and coming for the intermediate tyre at that point. It was, yeah, not the best decision by me, but you know, you live and you learn. As we come out the pit lane, DRS gets disabled, so we're now on the intermediate tyres, and hopefully we can claw back the time we've lost by having to do the extra stop compared to Miro. Miro is well and truly out in front. Harry's going to have to come in again this lap for the intermediate tyres, as he put on a set of mediums. So yeah, we're going to have to hopefully catch up back to Miro though, if we want any chance to win this race. You can see where he is on the map, just coming through the corner there. But as we get stuck out of the column, not enough grip, too greedy on the throttle, and we've binned it. A chance possibly to win the race has been thrown down the drain. A definite podium gone. And I was so angry with myself at this point. So we're coming back in to put on another set of mediums, and here I cut the corners an inch, and it gave me a 5-second penalty, which I will now have to serve in the pit lane as well, which just adds on to the frustration. And we're going to change the front wing, put another set of inters on, and yep, that's one way to ruin a league race in 2 minutes. And here we are serving that penalty. So sorry about that driving today, guys. That was not my intention, obviously. Too many mistakes made in the race. It was all rosy during qualifying, but those conditions, they were tricky because it was hard. I wasn't sure which tyre to put on. I wasn't sure when the intermediate tyre was the better tyre. It was about lap 11 when that changed, so for that tyre to become the better tyre. And now you can see we're catching back up to Virage here on lap 16. He's also now on the intermediate tyre, and we have a nice slipstream here, and he's going to defend the position to the inside. We're going to go to the inside ourselves. I didn't want to be on the outside. I braked early though, because I was really tight to the inside, and now this time he's not going to let us through that easily, as he cuts the corner a little bit there, so he might pick up a warning for that. As now, I was thinking, I know I wasn't going to get up the inside here, but I thought, can I maybe drive around the outside? Not quite, not enough speed to do that, not enough grip out there. And I'm in overtake mode here, and I assume he wasn't running overtake mode, so I have a much better run here down to Pool, and I look up the inside and wasn't going to throw my car down there because I know I'm going to get him eventually. And now I outbrake him here into the corner after Pool. I'm not sure what this corner is called, but yeah. Now moving to lap 20, I was catching Aaron ahead at about 4 seconds per lap at this stage, and it's on the intermediate tyre. But as you can see here, the rain's kind of lightening up again. The weather's turning back to dry weather, and as I was thinking, should I come in for dry? Should I not? Should I stay up for inters? We're in 7th place at the minute. We're catching Aaron at a rate of knots. We're definitely looking good to beat him in this Grand Prix enough with our pace at the minute. And I was thinking here, I was going to check the tyre status, but I clicked the wrong one. But then DRS was enabled, so as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, coming in. And a bit of a messy entry here, trying to change the soft tyre. Bit slow, but we get into the pit lane for a 2-lap dash to the end of this Grand Prix on soft tyres. So let's see if we can improve the position any further, as the Red Bull of Mish comes out ahead of us, and Aaron is just there. So interesting that Virage has actually stayed out on his intermediate tyres to go to the end. So let's see if that strategy works out for him. But he's just ahead of us now. coming out of the pits. As you can see, Super Nash Bros here, a lap down in this Grand Prix, just travelling at the back. You can see here I was screaming at him to get out the way, and he really blocks me really badly here through Eau Rouge. He gets out the way there, but the damage is done. You can see we're a long way back from Aaron, and now we're going to have to catch up that gap. I thought maybe there was a chance to overtake him on the straight. You can see the end of the lap now. We are right behind him, and Mish has gotten ahead of Virage, and now Virage is coming back to us on those intermediate tyres. So the soft tyre definitely is the quicker tyre at this point of the Grand Prix. And I was like, should I go for a move down the inside here? But then Virage was getting so close, so I was like, I'll back out of it. And then I braked early, and I still almost ran into the back of Aaron. And then I was like, oh, I've got inside here. That was a unplanned move that worked into a move, but a little bit with no grip on the traction on the exit of that corner. Aaron got a great exit, and now I send it down the inside of Virage into turn 1. He's on the intermediate tyres. I now have to have a good exit if I want to beat Aaron in this Grand Prix, and unfortunately another poor exit, and Virage got a better exit than me on intermediate tyres. I have overtake mode, so I am able to go around the outside into Eau Rouge, but now I don't have the DRS on Aaron. He's pulled away from the DRS, so my only chance to beat him in this race is a move into the bus stop chicane for that 6th place, and I'm going to push everything I can. We're not sure how much grip there is. It's not obviously optimal, and coming through here, a slight corner cut, and that would be a 3-second penalty, and I decided not to attack him here on this last lap. I had 3 seconds penalty. I checked, he did not have any penalties, so I didn't want to ruin his race there. So it's going to be P7 for the Grand Prix, unfortunately. A race that I should have been fighting for the victory for has ended in a dismal 7th place, and that's how I would describe that. That was a poor race from me. It was a great race for everybody watching, but for me, unfortunately, not so much fun. The changing conditions were so tricky to pick. My driving was just not very good. I wasn't quick enough at the start of the Grand Prix, and I definitely wasn't quick enough during. Oh, no, I made a mistake during the intermediate tyre period, so I'm not sure if I was quicker than these top guys. Harry, who, congratulations to him, he won the race. We're all second. I'm not sure if I was quicker than them on intermediate tyres or not. I don't know what their pace was like. But yeah, that's been today's leg race, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was certainly fun to watch, for sure, not to drive. But anyway, if you enjoyed that, please leave a like on this video. It means a lot to me. Subscribe if you can. It would also mean a lot to me. Leave your feedback down in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys for the next video, which will be a career mode video at the Monaco Grand Prix. Maybe tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Till then, goodbye.